What is ASC?
Oh, active sound, yeah.
Now you see why it was so
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah.
Think of this as an instrument, and you play it.
Oh!
You upshifted and it downshifted. Oh, a little mind of its own action there.
Hey everybody, it's Chris and Charlie from Daily Motor, and this week we have the Lexus UX 250H, and it is right here. And those are some rain clouds.
Oh,
should probably go and close the windows on the Bolt.
Ominous
part of
clouds. Oh
wow.
Man,
this thing looks so much sportier. Does that mean handling?
Yes.
Are you sure?
The white badge is handling.
But this isn't fully white.
Yeah, but it's white.
There's
inside.
white in it.
There's three tiers. There's handling, there's performance, and there's design.
Yeah.
And this is handling.
So what would design be?
I think it's gray.
Okay.
Or something.
These wheels are kind of cool, I gotta say.
I like the wheels. They kind of remind me of Corvette saw blades.
Ah, yes. Yeah, this is a funky looking car. It looks like it would be very sporty. You know the design it kind of reminds me of? The Infiniti QX30 that they had there for a minute.
Yeah,
you
liked that.
That was just a Mercedes rebadged.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a GLA. Look at that red interior. They should have put the outside colors green.
Smells like a Toyota. Ooh, red stitching too on the dash.
Makes it go
big
faster.
infotainment screen, long I guess, and skinny.
Yeah. So Chris has actually never driven a Lexus UX.
I've never driven a Lexus UX.
I have. So
I've sat in one, but I've never driven one.
All right.
So
speaking of sitting, let's try sitting in the rear.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if those with legs are allowed.
Let me put this driver's seat in my position though, so it's a fair test.
Sure. Okay. Chris is all about being fair.
I am all about being fair. Oh, and as you can see, the person who delivered it was 16 feet tall, so we're gonna...
No, they do that intentionally. They want you to think the cabin is very spacious and airy. I've been told.
What if you sit in the back first?
Don't.
You never know where someone's gonna sit.
Well, they do apparently.
Oh, Charlie.
I know. At less than $50,000 too. You can see why this car spoke to me after spending some time with it.
Yeah, no, for real.
I will tell you, however, it was the strangest thing. We were delivered the Lexus UX down in Orlando. And I don't know if you've gotten a press car from Orlando yet.
Tampa.
Okay. Well, in Orlando, they didn't have a place for it to be parked, so they just had Ann Guy come and like give it to me in arrivals.
That's right. And then when you dropped it off, you just...
Oh well, yeah. He just literally like disappeared into the wilderness. But the music was blasting. So Chris, go ahead and turn down the volume, if you will.
Oh, it looks like it's here?
Yeah, that took us a while to find, like when you're just in airport arrivals and you're getting into the car and the music's playing.
That's weird. At least it's a knob, though.
Yeah, it actually worked quite well once you get used to it. Okay, are you in the position that you would drive in?
Go sit back there. It's a weird vehicle. It's like a car
SUV? Okay.
That's right.
I think I actually fit in here better than some of the previous vehicles we've had in the last few weeks.
Really?
Yeah, my feet don't have much room, but my knees actually do, and the seat is less upright than I think in the Mazda.
I love Lexus leather.
I know, it's so nice.
So soft.
But no, I wouldn't want to spend a significant amount of time back here.
I put us in sport mode just so you...
Oh, good.
Yeah,
thank you.
Gotta have that.
I like the blue power knob. Or button, rather. Button. Yeah. Let's, how about you...
shut the windows on the...
Yeah, drive us around to the back. I'll close the windows on the Bolt. Because if I don't close the windows, then it won't rain. But if I left them open...
Then it would rain.
No, sorry. If I don't close the windows, it'll rain.
Around.
If I close them, it won't
parking
rain.
brake on? No, it's not. Okay, we're in EV mode. EV mode, but also in sport.
It's a sporty EV.
Sport EV.
Sport.
May actually have a bit of room to move up a little. Even.
Oh, wow. Now I've got a ton of space back here. It's practically an S-Class.
You notice how Lexus steering wheels? They make like a creaking noise?
Yes. Oh gosh, look at that hideous car parked next to that beautiful Contour.
Oh, wow, they named that car. I forgot what they named it. Crap, I'm forgetting. Sadie?
Sadie?
Sadie, maybe?
Sounds like a Keone name.
Charlie, if you didn't cut this part out while editing, text me the word... What word? LaCroix. Out of context completely.
Look at this dual action center console. That's nifty.
That's a lot of action.
Yeah, that's about twice as much action as most center consoles.
Twice as much as yeah. Not a very high-res backup camera.
No, Toyota really needs to step up their camera game if they want to stay relevant in today's market.
Yeah, the camera on the 4Runner and stuff is hideous.
Yeah,
like,
and the
terrible.
Turd. The
Turd Pro.
Yeah, Taco
Turd Pro.
Yep. Oh, there's a Tesla way down there. That's cool. I still like Teslas, even though they're like overhyped and everyone has one now, and I've already owned one. I still like them.
Yeah, I can't.
You can't do Teslas anymore.
No, I just
too many degenerates.
Yeah.
It's a different brand of degenerate.
The Plaid is cool, but like, I don't know, just would never buy a Tesla. Sorry, there's a million. Literally, there are not many things I'd rather have less.
Wow.
For that in that price range, like not obviously in general, but like if I'm spending 50 grand or whatever, like
yeah, the current price of them kind of holds me off, but the simplicity and how different they are than so many other cars appeals to me.
There's no regen.
Well, yeah, it's just a standard hybrid. There's regen, but it's not. You're used to like full. I had plug-in
this weird
or EV.
like feeling where after I took my foot off the brake, I was expecting a little bit, and then it didn't happen.
Okay.
Which is my fault, but
right. As long as you acknowledge.
But we do have paddle shifters.
I hate that so much.
Shall we try them? Oh, sorry, I was in sport mode. This is how you drive this car. S mode, manual, in sport.
Well, there's a really funny thing that
traction
happens with
control
this car.
off button?
Probably not. There's a really funny thing that happens with this car, and I'm waiting for you to experience it.
Oh, you don't want to ruin it. You want to see if I can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't do anything. Okay, what was the weird thing? The jerkiness of the
No,
engine?
keep driving it in sport mode. Get a nice pull from the stop sign here. We'll see if it does it. I don't think it happened. The last one I drove, it had simulated shift noises, even though the car itself was not actually shifting.
I remember you telling me about that. You probably have to turn that on in the infotainment.
I don't know. I mean, we'll try doing a 0 to 60 launch earlier.
Why would
later.
this? Why would it not have it?
It might depend on how you accelerated.
No thanks.
No thanks. That's kind of good.
I would say no thanks to a GMC Terrain also.
Yeah, well, you're smart. You're a big brain, educated individual. Oh, of course you can't change any settings while we're driving because that would be unsafe for me to do that.
I think that was just...
That was a real
change
in the CVT.
Change.
Yes. God, this interior
This is how they want you to drive this car.
It feels so good.
It's a nice interior.
I know. It's a little chunky. But I think that's a very like mid-20 teens Toyota thing.
Also, can I say something that is very anti-Chris Brower?
Okay.
The black headliner is making me claustrophobic.
Yes, because it's low and long and it's dark. Although, while you say that,
helps a little bit.
I don't think a tan headliner would work in here, so they're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Maybe a red headliner.
That would be cool. Be a lot of red. Be like Porsche.
Yeah.
And they just. Everything in the interior is the same color.
What do they say? Red headliner at dawn, sailor's delight. No, I think it's.
I don't know what you're referencing.
It's like a.
Is this a camera? No, it's not.
Oh, you're getting a clear oversteer. Are you gonna take advantage of it?
I'll try. I haven't.
You have F-Sport handling after all.
I know, but I've never driven one of these, so I don't know what they're capable of. Okay. I mean. Made a lot of noise, but
one excellent thing about this car is you can easily get 40 miles per gallon.
Oh.
Yes. Now driving it like this probably won't net you that, but
40. Well, right now we're in EV mode, so we're getting infinite miles per gallon.
Well, you're only at this very second.
We're still in EV mode.
Because you've built up a lot of charge in your battery through oversteer.
Well, I'm also coasting, so...
Yeah. So quiet, too, relatively speaking.
It's pretty quiet. this is like a weird... It's a weird size and it's just a weird car, kind of.
I think this car probably provides just about as much usable space as the CX-30, even though the CX-30 looks so much more SUV-ish.
Well, this is long and skinny, and the CX-30 is short and fat.
Right, exactly. So people look at the CX-30 and think, oh, that's an SUV more so.
What do you hit this at? 45?
45.
Oh, God. Oh, that soaked it up nice.
Right.
F-Sport handling.
Great damping.
Great damping.
Notice how it, like, you had a little bit of wave, but then it smoothed it right out.
Lexus, yeah, no, they do it right. And even with F-Sport handling, I mean, we saw that in the IS 350.
Right.
They do a good job.
Speaking of which, nice job on your IS 350 or IS Comparo.
Oh, thank you. Did you watch it?
No, I've been busy, but and I was busy watching you talk about how great the LC500 is.
Did it go live?
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Was there good comments?
Yeah, you've gotten a lot of great comments.
Okay,
a lot of people are very appreciative of it.
I've been busy being in a different state, so I haven't even really been on my phone that much.
Well, unfortunately, you had to drive through Indiana, which just recently passed a very restrictive law about women's rights. So,
okay, well,
it's a shame.
Hopefully you didn't
get don't go to Indiana?
Yes.
Yeah, essentially. Good door thunk. Yeah. They put protective...
That's a heavy door.
Yeah,
Holy
well, it's
crap.
a heavy car, I think. Oh, this is powered. That's unnecessary.
Gotta have that, too.
Oh, and look at this woefully high load floor.
It's Taylor Swift.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
She's on her way to the grocery store.
Oh.
F-Sport UX.
Look at how high this load floor is. I was just talking about how great the CR-V's is, and this is nearly at Chris's crotch.
Well, I think that they do this for ease of loading, but also this is a hybrid, so this is probably where the battery is.
Right. But this is not easy.
No, it is too high.
It is too high. For the size of vehicle, especially. Oh,
your first aid kit's blocking your dealer accessory. Also, someone had an animal back here, for sure. There's hair everywhere.
It's probably the same person
who is getting, like, who is doing that? I was about to say I'm going to pull out my phone and check how my IS review is doing, but I left my phone back at the garage.
Ah, I can kidnap you and no one will know where you are.
It kind of smells like dog in here.
Yeah, actually it does.
Dude, okay.
Chris is major triggered.
No, like, I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't want to smell a dog when I'm in a new car.
Especially when it's...
I do really love dogs. I promise that I love dogs.
Especially when it's a nice smelling car like a Lexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Why does it only smell like dog after? Is it a mental thing where
Why does it only smell like dog after we swap cars in that parking lot?
I think it's...
Or after we swap drivers.
I think it's because that's when our brains become
like wafts,
aware.
and it wafts out of the seats.
Yeah, maybe it's that too. Alright, so we're gonna do... Let's see if we can get this very silly and fake engine noise to happen.
You gonna brake torque it?
No. I don't think they do. I don't think this has the fake engine noise. I think Toyota watched my review and my complaints of that when I first drove this car.
And they did a mass update.
They tuned it out because really it was so loud that it was like obnoxious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was that bad. Let's pull over here and inspect. What is ASC?
Oh, active sound. Yeah.
Now you see why it was so
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah. Multiple shifts for a car that's not even shifting. I want to do it again.
Oh, you made it into third gear.
Ah, that is so silly. If I downshift, does it change?
Oh yeah, it goes with the paddles.
But did you notice the actual CVT never changed?
Yeah, but the sound goes with the paddles, though. I think that you just think of this as an instrument, and you play it.
Oh!
You upshifted and it downshifted. Oh, a little mind of its own action there.
Ah, look at that. Two early 2000s beauties right there.
Lincoln LS and a Buick LeSabre.
Yep.
It's you and me on a cheap car challenge.
It really is. It's foreseeing the future right there.
Also, you're really big on tailoring these reviews to the sort of people that would buy the car.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that the sort of people that buy this car are going to go around roundabouts with their active sound control on using paddle shifters?
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, viewing this Lexus UX review.
I think
I should be in eco mode. I do feel a bit embarrassed that I never noticed that the ASC button was there, because when I had this car in Florida, that was my biggest complaint about it.
Oh, you never turned it off,
I never turned it off. I drove with that the entire time. Fortunately, it's quieter when you're in eco mode, just like the BMW is.
Gotcha.
I'll leave it on for comedic effect. Yeah, it's a nice cockpity feel from right here. You got your.
I feel like we've got enough room together too, don't we?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Our elbows don't touch in a comfortable position.
You look at this car from the outside, you think it's going to be the tiniest, most uncomfortable thing inside.
Yeah, there's a ton of headroom in here too.
Yeah, you sit kind of low and sporty. Right,
I like touchscreen lights.
Yes, I'm driving this as a Lexus UX 250h owner. These people are passing me, but I'm okay with that.
No, that's how you're supposed to drive a UX.
Yes. This F-150 is very impatient behind me, but I'm okay with that because I won't notice
UX.
because I'm not looking in my mirror.
That's right. You know Tom Bowman.
I do.
So he went through a phase of driving a C-Max because he just likes to try out new Ford products.
Sure.
And he told me that he used to see how long he could go in electric mode from lights, and that people used to get very cross with him.
I believe
but it's a very C-Maxy, Lexus UX-y thing to do.
I used to do the same thing with my Prius.
Prius.
Yeah, it's a sport, really.
Yeah, forget that you owned a Prius.
Prius enthusiast.
I'm surprised you've never owned a Honda Insight. I feel like that might be something that you would like.
First gen, I almost bought.
You tried to own it, but then it got scrapped.
Yes. But after that, it was just a car that was a less efficient Prius. So there's no point.
Well, not the first gen, though.
Not the first gen, but the second gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the second gen is just a copy-paste Prius.
Exactly. And the first gen only has 2 seats.
The first gen's cool, though. Is it really a 2-seater? I didn't know that.
Well, everything for the sake of efficiency. And if I'm just going to have a 2-seater, I might as well have a Miata or a motorcycle.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. Cool. Well, we will be spending the next week with this UX 250. Needing to recharge after all my economical driving.
Yeah.
And see if there's anything interesting we can do with it. The tough thing with the UX is it's not huge. You can see how quickly the trunk gets filled up with just a few random things. And then the rear seat is not giant either. So even if you were to fold it down or try to put things in there, I think people might just not realize how quickly things are going to get filled up, especially because this high load floor, the batteries underneath in this 250h model, you can't have a lot of junk. You ready to wrap up this car? It's gonna be brief, I think.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's,
no.
In fact, in some ways quite good. I just don't think they have the market nailed for this type of vehicle, and here's why.
Okay.
It's not large. It really isn't. And when you start to fill things up, whether it's humans or things, which Americans have a lot of, putting them in there, it fills up so quickly that if you were to try to do any sort of significant road trip, adventuring, or even running about town on the weekends, it would restrict you so quickly. So there's that. There's the aspect that it's not very tech forward. It's a fairly very Lexus-y sort of car where like the tech's kind of a gen behind, but the comfort and the luxury is very there.
Yeah.
And I think that's great for an older individual or people who want the more refined things in life.
Yeah.
But then why are they buying a car of this size and this price point? Why don't they get an ES?
This would be aimed at more younger people, except it isn't because of all of the things that you just said.
Exactly.
Also, younger people like to have adventures, okay? Painted cladding.
Yeah, you can't have an adventure vehicle with painted cladding. It's an entirely useless off-road.
Also, you drove one of these in Florida, yes?
I did.
And it was beige?
Yes. I mean, it is a Florida car.
It is.
But again, why wouldn't you get a Venza if you were an old person in Florida? Then the Venza even takes out the complication of having to figure out whether you're getting the hybrid model or not.
Yeah, because you just have the hybrid.
You just have the hybrid.
Less decisions to make when you're an anxious old person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With this, you have to decide whether you're getting the 200 or the 250h, which can be a lot, can be overwhelming, and you're dealing with alphanumerics.
Yeah, no, this is a weird car to me because why also wouldn't you just have a Lexus NX? Because it's not that much more expensive.
Not much that much more expensive, and the NX, they actually really went after younger buyers better because much better tech suite, much more adventurous. Although I don't know if there's plastic cladding on the side.
I don't remember. This is like an old car though. I mean, they haven't done anything with this in the past like 5 years.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out if it's salvageable.
I don't think they need to because they have the NX.
I know.
Like I just don't see the purpose, but
they want to exist, I think, in the same marketplace as the BMW X1, as the Mercedes-Benz GLA.
That's why.
I've just found that anyone under the age of 50 who buys a car in that class ends up having to sell it and move up to something larger. The Topher CX-30 and then had to sell it, got a Highlander. My stepmother had an X1, had to sell it, got a RAV4. So really what they're doing is they're moving to Toyotas. So that's something good for Lexus and Toyota here. But I think people underestimate how restrictive this car is. I had that grinder in the back and the unicycle, and the trunk was nearly full.
Yeah,
and those are not large things.
No.
There's no underfloor storage because of the hybrid battery. It's not even a Mark Levinson, I don't think. The sound system itself, not very good, especially for a Lexus.
Though.
It's not bad, but...
Would you give it a C?
I haven't reviewed it since I was in Florida, but yeah, it was something like a C.
C or a B minus.
And when you're in a Lexus paying $40-some thousand, when you could get a Mazda, put it this way, which would you have, this or the CX-30?
Well, the CX-30. There are also some things in this that the CX-30 has that this doesn't, like memory seats.
Yeah. I mean, it's
strange. I've never understood this car, which is why I've avoided driving it until this week.
Well, after having driven it, what do you think? I mean, did you
my
enjoy your time in it?
My opinion has not changed at all.
Okay.
Well, I did not enjoy my time in it.
And that's the problem.
It was very easy to live with, mainly because I didn't try hauling anything with it, probably as you did. I don't know. This is one of those cars where back when we did more traditional reviews, I would have dreaded reviewing this because it's so hard to it's not bad, but it's like it's not. It's a hard car to talk about and to I don't know. It's strange. Oh, I will say though, what did you think of the F Sport handling package?
I don't think I utilized it whatsoever.
You didn't get the most out of it?
No.
No, it's unfortunate.
Let's point out some of the merits. I will say the looks are striking, and I got a lot of compliments on them.
They are striking. No, I used to think this was hideous, but now now that more things have entered this segment, I think that it actually looks quite nice.
It's essentially just a hatchback. It really is, and that looks nice. I like the Lexus checkmark headlights. This is a feature I pointed out to you earlier this week that I quite appreciate. Many vehicles, if you walk up to them and they're locked and you use the proxy key, there's a slight delay between when you put your hand in and when you can pull the handle. This one, it's immediate. It's locked. I can go. Very quick. Very seamless.
Yeah.
And then you get this beautiful red interior.
I do like the red interior.
Feels great. Nice leather.
And red stitching matched on the dash and the steering wheel.
Power adjusted steering column. I think that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Head-up display works well.
They couldn't give you memory seats.
Yeah, that is very strange.
Kind of weird, huh?
It's there's a slight possibility it would be linked to your key, but I don't think so. This is annoying that opening that doesn't open that, but I bet you it's a setting. And in our infotainment review, I learned that the infotainment screen is quite customizable.
That's right.
Not a lot of space for humans back there.
It's a small back seat. This is one of those cars, again, like we say, the back seat is not really for people.
Sure. And it could be that us Midwestern cheeseburger eating Yanks just don't quite fit in with this sort of vehicle, because maybe there are people in New York City or something where they're like, hey, I wouldn't want anything larger than this. I just can't help but think that they would want something even more compact then, and that utilizes its space much better. Think of something like a Honda Fit, which I know is an entirely different market segment.
I love the Honda Fit.
But yeah, Honda Fit or Honda CR-V, it's going to maximize the interior space for the footprint of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And the UX simply doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's kind of a long car as well.
Yes.
For the segment.
It did get excellent fuel economy, 41 miles per gallon, 3 over EPA.
41.
41.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
BMW 3 Series got 43, and it's like the same price.
Yeah. And quieter.
Looks better.
Yeah, it looks much better. Larger, both inside and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's similar to a lot of Nissans for me. If someone came up to me and said, I'm going to buy one, it'd be like, okay. I just think they're going to sell it within 3 years and get an NX.
Yeah.
So Daily Motor top tip, if you're interested in the Lexus UX, buy an NX.
Or buy the UX, drive it for a year, sell it, and buy an NX.
There you go.
If you want to get the UX out of your system, then we won't be mad at you for that.
It's like a virus. You just need it to pass. Or like a tough night at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for watching.
The thumbnail's going to say, Lexus UX, tough night after Taco Bell.
And this is going to be the thumbnail, you just standing in the door. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want a Lexus NX or UX, don't get the F-Sport handling package. Probably don't get a lot of the interior packages either, because they're not going to provide much use anyway.
Yeah,
get it cheap.
Get it in beige too.
Get it in beige. Get the hybrid because it's quite good. I bet you, I'll have to ask Ben Profit. He drove the 200 and I bet you it's loathsome. Because I think it's just the 2.5 NA motor, which is not a great Lexus
with
engine.
a CVT.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, get the hybrid.
Yeah, I quite like the powertrain. I quite like being in the car. I just know that in 2 weeks, you and I are going to entirely forget that we even drove this.
Yeah.
So, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. We are Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor, and as always, hybrid on.